2023 presidency, Peter Obi tackles journalist who accused him of demarketing Nigeria. As the race for the presidency continues to gather steam across the country's political ahead of the 2023 general election, a video showing the moment Labour Party flag bearer Peter Obi tackled a news reporter who accused him of demarketing Nigerians while delivering a speech a few days ago has surfaced online. While addressing news correspondents at the Labour Party's Abuja headquarters on Tuesday, a journalist asked Obi why he chose to refer to Nigeria as an IDP camp, internally displaced persons camp, the same way that President Buhari had described Nigerian youths as being lazy a couple of years ago. Addressing the former Anambra governor, the reporter said, "Your Excellency, remember there was a time in this country that a serving president went outside and called Nigerian youths lazy, and a lot of people thought that he was demarketing Nigeria. Now today you are saying that Nigeria is more or less an IGP camp because Nigerians are living in such places in their own country. A lot of people will consider your statement as demarketing Nigeria." Responding to the remarks, Obi insisted that he never said Nigerian youths are lazy, rather they are hardworking people. As for what you said about the youths, I never said Nigerians are lazy. I didn't say they are unproductive. I never used that word. Nigerians are very hardworking people. The people want an opportunity to work. Nigerian youths are energetic and talented. And they can compete with other youths globally. I have been in that space. What I said, as long as Nigerians are suffering, every Nigerian is suffering. You can't be a rich man in a poor environment. So I'm saying that as long as these IDPs are not in their own houses, then Nigerians are not in their houses. That is not demarketing. I've said that before, that as long as there's insecurity in the northeast, there is insecurity in Nigeria. If there's insecurity in the southwest, Nigeria is insecure. As long as there's insecurity in the southeast, there is insecurity in Nigeria. Well, I guess, he's been given the opportunity to explain himself, and there is no way. I mean, the individual who said Nigerians are lazy, of course it is Buhari that said that, and so this journalist trying to compare what Buhari said and what Peter Obi said, obviously he's trying to pull Peter Obi's legs, and of course Peter Obi gave a very smart answer. But what Peter Obi said and where he's coming from, obviously he's had a chance to explain himself, but he never really said it on a global platform. Buhari actually went outside of the country and described the youths as lazy, which of course people, the youth took offense to that, because it's like, wait, hello, we are ready to work. We know we can work. And if anything, especially, with young talent, it is literally international brands that are endorsing them, international brands, and, using the use of online platforms and influencing. That has literally provided jobs for a lot of the youths who have a lot of energy, but then it's like, they have the knowledge, but they cannot apply it. They have the degrees, but they go into the labor market, and there is nothing to work for. There is nothing to step into. And then you look at, what they'd earn in comparison to what their school fees, was, and it's like, wait, why would I be in a white collar job? So it's like, even in our sectors, there's no development. So why would anybody who learned and gained skills in university or whatever they got their knowledge from, then go to an industry where the return for the investment in education is literally little to none? That doesn't make sense. And so yes, in that way, Peter Obi is definitely right. And I think that mindset of saying, if the Northeast is insecure, Nigeria is insecure, if you have IDPs in an area, it means, Nigerians are living in their homes. And in that way, it makes, I guess, it's sort of changing the perspective of Nigerians thinking just for themselves only, and makes us think as a collective where we actually consider our neighbors. Because I feel like, obviously, surviving in this country has made everyone so hyper selfish. It's like me, myself, and I will survive. And, it's never the individual's fault. Is what the system has made the individual to be hyper selfish in my own words and the way I see it. And so him saying, you know what, if you have, insecurity in one region of the country, it means the whole country is insecure. It does not mean that, oh yeah, we don't relate to them. And I feel like that divide is definitely there, especially with the north and the south. Oh, that is happening over there. So as long as it's not happening to me, it doesn't concern me. And of course, this is in the context of, politics and, the bigger macro scale of things. And then, if it can be like that on a macro scale, then look at it on a micro scale. And our society, we do have that mindset of, listen, I'm going to mind my business. As long as it doesn't happen to me, I'm fine. And that is definitely not a way, for people to move. Because again, you don't just have like an aggregate or, this is how the culture is. The culture is made up of the little of every single individual thinking in that way that makes everyone selfish, because individuals are hyper selfish, and it creates for a selfish society. The society is not just selfish. We don't just give it a label as selfish, and no, it's a build up and a makeup of all the individuals and all the regions and all the cultures that make for that total culture. And I think if you have a president that is thinking like that, I mean, that's amazing. I feel like in the way that he tackles problems, he's considering the whole of the country and the collective, benefit of Nigerians, not necessarily trying to impress one person or the other. So yeah, I think obviously it's very clear the reporter was trying to pull his legs, but yeah, it didn't work on a smart, intelligent man like Peter Obi. Look at the comments. Someone here says, Obi, you are wrong, sir. How do you mean that all Nigerians are in IDP because few are victim of circumstance, which we should ensure that out because they don't belong there? Oh my days. And again, it's like he's not saying that every Nigerian is living in IDP. He's making it, having to explain this to some people is actually a waste of time. If you don't get it, you don't get it, please. You're not ready to move. Obi the lie. Always saying bad things about Nigeria, painting Nigerian black. Oh my days. You're going to blame Obi for painting Nigeria black? Oh my days. Wow. I mean, come on. The delusion is real. Exactly. And I think people think, the individual before thinks that the news reporter did nothing wrong. I mean, you can't say he's doing anything wrong. It's what he does in his industry. But the fact is, he tried to put words in Peter Obi's mouth. Anyway, the whole essence of him making that analogy to say if one region is, poor or displaced or insecure, it means all of us are. So there is no compartmentalizing and saying, I'm separate from this person, this is my own. It's like you treat everything as a collective. You solve problems, not just here. You think of the bigger picture. And really, that is what we need in a leader, especially in a country like Nigeria. But what I think, and do not forget to like and subscribe.